You're watching award-winning D93 News with Samantha Williams and Phil Campbell. Number one in the Gem State.
Well, hello. Welcome to a special Monday edition of D93 News. We are obviously coming to you from the state capitol here in Boise, Idaho.
This year's Idaho Day theme is Idaho Remembers, and this falls in line with the 100th anniversary of the World War I armistice. And so this year we are celebrating all of Idaho's veterans who have served and continue to serve in our military.
Now, over on our side of the state, D93 is celebrating Idaho Day by highlighting the great food options that are grown right here in the Gem State.
So we've got some Idaho potatoes donated by Eagle Eye Produce, so we're really excited about that. We will have 3 local farmers out that will be visiting in 3 different schools. We have Cloverdale, Summit Hills, and Yukon. And so that's going to be a lot of fun, and the kids are going to be able to talk to those growers, and they're going to have some prizes for them.
Now, a special thank you to Eagle Eye Produce for their help in this event.
We are now just a week away from the March 13th bond vote, and last week the board held community meetings to help voters make a more educated decision.
The $35.3 million bond will include a new middle school, replace the roof at Iona Elementary School, create safety improvements for Falls Valley Elementary, as well as purchase land for future school sites. It would also consist of design work for upgrades to Bonneville High School and Hillcrest High School.
The new middle school will be right next to the new Thunder Ridge High School, and they also discussed increased safety measures, really timely right now. The new school will have, when it's built, the district says there's a big need for a new middle school, as the other 2 middle schools, they're overcrowded.
Well, if you've spent any time in our middle schools, you would see how crowded they are. Both of them are at capacity. We, several years ago, had 5th and 6th graders, had 6th graders in our middle school, and we are now at the capacity where we were at, where we sent our 6th graders to the elementary schools.
Now, again, that bond election is being held next Tuesday, March 13th. You can find more information about the bond on the district website. That's d93schools.org. Both meetings were also streamed, and you can rewatch those on our Facebook page.
Now, recently, Eyewitness News anchor Todd Coons saw some teenage girls carrying lifelike dolls. The dolls would even cry and need to be fed. Todd did some investigating and found out it's part of their schoolwork.
Well, it is a trimester, and yes, those are babies crying, a lot of them. But this is a school classroom with high school students, and those babies are computers.
It's so close to reality.
Welcome to the Parenting and Child Development Program at Hillcrest High School.
As they begin to learn about a lot of the decisions that need to be made in order to have a family, it kind of starts opening up their eyes. They didn't realize there was so many different things to be thinking about it.
Julie Griggs is in her 35th year of teaching. She's been teaching this class for 26. And for her students, it all begins with the pregnancy suit.
25 pounds.
It has certain pressure points to put pressure on certain parts of the body to duplicate that of a real pregnancy. From bladder pressure to back pain, you name it.
And here is full of water. It also has a ball that's tethered to the bag. And what happens when the student moves, that ball moves and it simulates the movement of the baby. How does it feel?
Different.
Good. Looking good. Model for the camera.
This is Caitlin Enid. She's a junior, and she gets to wear this to her other classes during the school day.
I think it's going to be hard to go the whole day, but I should be able to do it.
Then comes delivery time.
Just to see them have that reality hit. Oh my goodness, this baby is mine for the next 72 hours, and they're the sole provider of that baby.
These babies go home with them for the weekend.
Putting it on this wrist is because upside down like this, so it's easier to scan.
Oh, okay.
So, are you ready? Okay.
The babies are expensive mini computers. They record everything.
It shows here how many times she changed the clothes. It also lets me see how long she had it in the car seat.
Not to be left out, the number of feedings and what time, even in the middle of the night. And how long it fusses or cries before the mother or father
Be brave, little soldier.
I will. Pays attention to it. Then it's out into the cold, cruel world, also known as a high school hallway, and beyond into the public for the weekend. And the social judgment is part of the experiment as well.
I don't want to go.
You can do this.
Let's do this.
Spread your wings.
Bye. No.
It is interesting. They want to make sure that they're just doing everything just right.
It was a fun experience because that makes me really want to wait until I'm completely ready.
you need to be ready for the like it's a big responsibility. It's nothing to like joke about or anything, you know.
It was actually pretty good, and I kind of missed it when I turned it back in, but it was a lot of work, but it was fun.
When they bring the baby back, it's a whole new mindset. Sometimes they're really excited and anticipating, you know, the whole adventure, but then when they bring it back, some kids are devastated of returning their baby because they've gotten so close. They've actually formed a bond with this baby, but they realize that they're not ready to have that baby. It makes them realize that, yes, I would like to have children, but not until much later. That they have an appreciation for their own families, their parents, their mothers, their fathers. I mean, it's really cool. The line of communication that opens up when the students have this experience is huge, not only with the students and myself, but also with their families and even their friends here at school.
The parents I talked to seem to agree.
I love this program. I have 4 kids. I think that kids don't have any idea what they're getting into when they bring a baby home.
As a fun side note, I suggested a random drawing for twins. Mrs. Griggs had 8 of her 51 students this trimester willing to give it a try. Kylie Anderson, meet Mia and Lily for the weekend. Come Monday morning,
I'm going home and taking a big, huge nap. I am tired. I think it's a better class to take and have preparation of when you have actual children. And I have to say the single one was so much easier than twins.
You are a free woman.
About 150 students take this class each year, and yes, boys too. The Parenting and Child Development Program is available district-wide in D93. My daughter actually did it.
I took it when I was in high school, and if the goal is to have students wait to have children, it succeeded. I mean, that was brutal. I still have nightmares about that robot.
So does
baby.
my daughter.
Well, Sam, we came over to Treasure Valley to support the Hillcrest Knights, and they did something that no other boys basketball team in the history of the school did.
They made it to the state championship round.
That state championship round, and they came as close as you can to winning it all. They went to overtime with last year's defending state champs, and after the game, we caught up with Coach Austin in the Grease Monkey postgame show.
I couldn't have asked for a better group of young men to do that. I coached them as freshmen, and that was my last year, and then the next year was my first year as the head coach here at Hillcrest. And so to see them buy into what I've asked them to do, what our coaching staff has asked them to do, and then to see it come to this point where we got to the championship game, I'll never forget them. And I'm so grateful for them because they have set the mark at Hillcrest, and now everybody's going to follow and say, hey, that was the first group. We want to be like them, and we want to continue the tradition of getting over here and playing in the state tournament.
Sam, I think the biggest takeaway for me, it didn't even matter what happened on the court, although I'm darn proud of the Knights. It was the way Knight Nation represented themselves here in the Treasure Valley.
They did, and they were amazing. The Legion came out in full force. There wasn't very many like we usually see at the dungeon, but they were there and they believed in their team, and that was evidently witnessed.
And the parents, everybody, it was a great event to be a part of. We want to remind you, because it's a week away, the election March 13th, next Tuesday. Go to our district webpage. We can't tell you how to vote, but we can give you the information. We want you to make an informed decision. Please visit that if you have any questions. Also, you can reach out to us. Call us at the district office. Send us a message on Facebook. Whatever it takes, we want you to make an informed decision when you go to the polls next Tuesday.
And also, we will be there at the elections office like we normally do
at
that night to give you updates.
We'll be bringing you those numbers as they come in. Well, that's going to do it for us. We hope you have a wonderful week. Thanks for joining us for this special Idaho Day edition of D93 News.
We'll see you next time.